Akira.
Okay, let's read chapter 60 of Akira. When we finished chapter 59, a bunch of stuff had happened, and we saw Ryu watching some of this stuff from above that was going on with Kei and whatnot. So we're going on to chapter 60. Fair warning, there's a lot of dialogue here. Tetsuo is visiting Miyako. She is going to be telling him about Akira, apparently, and it is a lot of dialogue. So this is going to be probably a long chapter. So let's just get to it. So here's Miyako talking with Tetsuo. Sono projecto namae wa tsukerarezu. That project, as for the name, without attachment. So like there was no name attached to that project. Tada projecto to yobarete otta ga na. Simply project was called. So that project had no name. It was simply the project. Again, this is talking about Akira. 16 nendai. So the year or the era of the 1960s. Toji no Boeichou no nani gu ni mokerarete jouhou no shusho yara data no bunnani nado o yattotta yo ja. Okay, there's a lot I missed in there. So the defense office or the defense ministry in those days, it was kata hengu. Let's try hengu. That seems really weird. Yeah. It was like one-sided? No, corner. Katasumi. Oh, okay. In the corner. Katasumi ni mokerarete jouhou. Oh, okay. Moke. Created. Yeah, so being created in the corner of the defense ministry in those days, information of the, is it shushu? Shushu yara. I guess the gathering up of information and things like that, data's not bunkoku. Bunban? No, kokoban. No, it's not ban. Okay. All right, give it up. Oh, it would also help if I put the right bun in there. All right, what is this? Seki? Oh, to chop. Bunseki. Oh, analysis, of course. Okay, data no bunseki nado o yattotta yo ja. So, in the manner or in the appearance of doing things like analysis of data, gathering up information, created again in the corner, in the nook of the defense ministry in those days. That was the project. Okay. それが70年に入ると、要素ありとおぼしき人間を集め. Okay, that thing, like that project, in the 70s, when entering into the 70s, also component factor existing or elements existing and oboshiki ningen, collecting or gathering. Oboshiki. Oboshiki ningen. We don't get any particular kanji here, so I guess it's apparently or appearing to be humans gathering. Oh, that have certain components. Okay. So when entering the 70s, it was the gathering then of humans that appeared to have certain traits. So again, like certain components, components existing, the appearance of humans gathering those people. Okay, so that's what happened in the 70s. So 60s, it was gathering data and doing analysis, and in the 70s, then now gathering people that had certain traits. Okay? 様々な実験や初歩的な訓練を始めよった。Various experiments and like beginning steps of training or discipline began. So this is Shoho? No, this is Sho. Shoho. Yeah, the rudiments. Shoho teki na kunren o hajimeyotta. Yeah. So the start, the beginning, or started or began the rudimentary training and various experiments. All right. それに興味を持った学者がおってな。In addition, a gakusha is a scholar. Yeah. A scholar possessing interest, I guess existing. There was a scholar that had interest. Nani yara shinkei seiri gaku to yara o senmon ni yattotta otoko datta rashii ga. Nani yara is just like somehow or another. Yeah, for some reason, nerve, like the study of nerves, the nervous system. Shinkei sei. Yeah, Shinkei. Seiri? Physiology study. Yeah, so nerve physiology or something like that did as a specialty person was, it seems. So this certain scholar who had interest in all this, it seems he was a man who had as a specialty nerve physiology or something like that for some reason. That's what we're just listening, I guess. Yahari, as one would expect. Onore no field de wa itanani sare tottarashi. As one would expect, as for with like others in the field, this was done like by others in the field of physiology or nerve physiology. Okay, it is not itan, it is, I guess, just itan. Yeah, okay, hearsay. Itan shi. Itan shi sare totta. Yeah, so as expected, as for by others in the field, heresy was done, meaning that this certain scholar who studied this was considered heretical in his study of the nervous system physiology. Nani se. Hey, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Welcome. Nani se, その手のジャンルも確立されとらん頃の話じゃからな。はじめまして。Hey, yokoso. Welcome. Welcome. Yeah, we're halfway through Akira here, and I am having a hard time. But welcome. 何せその手のジャンル、okay. I think genre is like genre. Yeah, genre. So, like, even the genre of that hand. Now, in this case, hand probably means his skill or his area of expertise, which again is Shinkei Seiri. Kakutatsu? We want that kaku. Or is it kakudatsu? Kakuritsu. 確立されとらん頃の話じゃからな. So, establishment, like not being done time, it's a story that's what it is. So this is what this means is, right, this is like talking about a time where the skills of this genre haven't been established. The time of not being established, even for the genre of this technique or these capabilities, again, of Shinkei Seiri. That's what the story is. That's why. And that's why he was treated apparently as a Itanshi, heresy. Okay. Whew, that was the first page. ところが、その学者がプロジェクトに参加してから、研究は、oh boy, it's to fly. All right, we want that. Himai. Hiyaku. To leap or to leapfrog. To make great strides. Okay. Hiyaku 的な、進歩を何げたのじゃ. Unfortunately, this entire section is going to be a lot more technical than I'm used to. I knew this was going to happen. This is a long chapter, and it's all going to be like this stuff. Togeru, to accomplish. Okay. Togeta no ja. So, okay. Yeah, even so. So tokoro ga. Even so, even though that the establishment hasn't been done of this field, even so, that scholar to the project success after participating, after doing participation in the project, or as for the research, like in a leapfrog fashion, progress accomplished. So he accomplished a leapfrog in progress with his research after joining the project. その実験にはしばしば生体が使用されておったらしい. As for to those experiments, しばしば. Often again, repeatedly, like living bodies use was being done, or so it seems. So it seems they often made use, or frequently made use of living specimens. Yeah, a living body, organisms. And so here we see presumably a live person being experimented. それについては政府の承認があったとも学者の個人的放送暴走で Okay, so それについては so like as for according to that, the government's approval? 承認? Yeah, acknowledgement, approval. 承認 existed, or the scholar's like individual running wild. あったとも, whether that was the case, 言われておるがな is said. Okay, so there's like sort of two things here. It is said that either this happened or this happened, whether it was the government's approval or the scholar basically ran on his own, ran amok individually, is said. However, hatte is just like in the end. Yeah. All right, I guess let me see now. 今となっては調べようもないが、as for becoming now, meaning like nowadays, trying to research even not existing. Wait, is that shiraberu? Yeah, shiraberu. Yeah, trying to investigate not existing. I guess like sort of like nowadays, there's no way of knowing. Trying to investigate does not exist. So basically, it's not clear which one it is. And really doesn't matter. その実験っていうのはどんなことを知ったんだ? 手術か? Is that 投薬? Medication dosage. Okay. 投薬 and is it shujitsu? Oh, shujutsu, sorry. Oh, okay. Surgical operation procedure. Okay, so this is Tetsuo chiming in now and asking questions. As for talking about those experiments, so about those experiments, what kind of things did they do? They did what sort of a things? Were they surgical operations procedures or, again, medicine dosage? そうじゃな、何言ったらいいのか? This is sort of like, I see, or let's see, what if say is good, question mark. Like, how shall I put this? If I, whatever I say, what would be good? 狭い可能な血管よりも細かい. It's 細かい. Or is it 細い? It's 細い. 細い可能な血管よりも細いガラスの管を作って okay, so a thin tube, and then she pauses and then says like a blood vessel, even more slender than a blood vessel, a glass tube making a glass tube even like thinner than a blood vessel. I guess that's what ketsukan is. Literally a blood tube. Okay, that's not ketsukan. It's going to be kekkan. Let me check that first. It is kekkan, blood vessel. Okay, so yeah, thin tube, even thinner, glass tube, even thinner than a blood vessel, making that. Tsukutte, naka ni shiomizu o mantashite na. And then like filling the inside with salt water. Yep, shiomizu. Okay. Filling the insides with salt water. Oh boy. No no shinkei saibou ni shinyu shi denki shigeki o to manipulate. Ayamatsuri kaeshi gae heni o tsukuridashite na. Okay. Okay, this is like inserting into the nerve cells of the brain electrical impulse and manipulating and granting abnormal creation of abnormal whatever. So this is all, this is Shinyu? That is not Shinyu. Sasu. Oh. Okay. Well, we'll just go with Shinyu. Hold on, maybe it's in the other dictionary. Oh, Sashiire? Okay, thank you. Insertion. Okay, thank you. Wait, that's not the right Sashi. Well, it doesn't matter. It means to do insertion. Do insertion into the nerve cells of the brain, and then electrical shigeki, impulse, discharge, stimulus. Again. Oh, that is not Ayatsuru. Ayatsuru. No, it's not Ayatsuru. Okay, I'm completely misreading that one. Oh, kurikasu. Kurikashi. It's to repeat. Repeatedly granting abnormal. Okay, got it. Kurikashi atae. Hen-i, variation, rogue. And then tsukuridashite, creating out. Okay. Okay, so creating and generating. How would you tsukuri dasu? Yeah, manufacturing, producing variations, creating variations and like granting repeated electrical stimulus by doing insertion into the brain cells of or into the nerve cells of the brain. Okay, so there you go. There's the insertion. They're putting electrical discharges in there, and they're creating variations, or it says rogue, so that might be like mutations. Soの因子を何かしらの遺伝子に this is into the genes, right? 組み込んでいくのじゃ。被験者。Okay. その因子を被験者の遺伝子に組み込んでいくのじゃ。Okay, so oh crap, I forgot to inshi was just a factor. Those elements, those factors into the genes of the examinee, so the person here, into the genes of the examinee, like I guess combining. Yeah, okay, so combining with the genes, combining those factors, those mutations or these variations into the genes of the recipient. Okay. Yeah, to insert, to include. All right. そうして作られた子供たちが and so, or so doing so, the created children, the manufactured children, 20番代の子供たちなのだ. Those were the children of the 20 numbers. Why bandai? Bandai. 20番代. Taking turns. Hmm. 20番代の子供たちなのだ. So we're getting to the numbered children. I'm not quite sure how to get this. 20 bandai children they were, or they are. The children that were made or created. Okay. Where I'm kind of balking here too is the English decided to take this as receiving numbers between 20 and 29. But this I would take to mean something about 20 children. So I'm going to just go with kind of what it seems like here. Like these were the 20 or whatever. この番号というのは these numbers, so-called ones, as for them. So as for the ones that were the numbers, the so-called numbers, プロジェクトで力があると to verify. 認められたものにも与えられるものでな。Okay, when are they? 1, 6, 7. There's 7 of them. Okay. Okay, so as for these one called the numbers in the project, power existing, being confirmed ones to them only was a granted thing. Okay, so the number, the thing called the number was a thing only bestowed to the people that it was confirmed that had power in the project. So only the ones, see that looks like Masaru maybe. That could be Akira, we'll see. めったにつけられるような大仏 substitute 大仏ではない rarely or like not frequent, rarely being discovered or being made in manner of a substitute not existing. Ikani, we'll come back to that. I'm not quite sure on that. Ikani. Like, how or in what way? Ano kora no chikara ga toshutsu? Toshutsu shite ta ka toyo koto ja. Okay. Metta ni tsukerareru you na daibutsu de wa nai. Okay, so it was not a substitute in the manner of being like attached rarely. Oops. Oh, I see. Okay, it's not substitute, it's just shiromono. Got it, thank you. Okay, it was not a thing. It was not a thing in the manner of being attached rarely. Hey, Potato Bun, how's it going? How and what way the strength of those children, was it protruding? Was it being projected? It's that sort of a thing. Okay. Ugh. Okay, I think this is like, it was something that was like designated rarely. Like it wasn't frequent. Because metani takes a negative verb, right? Yeah, metani nai. So it was a rare thing for that to be attached or to be done. Meaning like getting a number. Those children's powers toshutsu shite ta ka toyo koto ja. Yeah, okay, so it was about the event called do they do projection of their powers, I guess. Do they do projection of their powers? That's what it was about, I guess. All right. This is rough. Chotto shita. Okay, this is some sort of show badge. Yeah, some sort of badge. What is he calling this? There it is. kunsho, decoration order medal. So a little bit of having done like a decoration and order a medal. It's that sort of a thing. そしてその and that 28番目の子供が that child, the 28th child 東京を消してしまったのじゃ did the destroying, the erasing of Tokyo. その学者も学者の記録もすべてを even that scholar, even the memories of that scholar, everything. So it was the 28th child who wiped out Tokyo. That's even that scholar, the memories of the scholar, and everything. So there we go. That looks like Masaru. There, I guess, is Akira. Maybe that's Kyoko. They're looking at the numbers on their hands, presumably. All right. Oh, okay. So on that note, we get sort of, I guess, a flashback to the first detonation, perhaps, that spans the whole page here. Here we go. So you can see the smoking crater. It's across the top. All right. And then we come down the side. Ano naka ni nokototta no wa Akira to. Inside that, meaning like inside the devastation, I guess. As for the one that remained, Akira and omae mo shitoru 3人の子供たちだけじゃった. And you familiar with three children only it was. So basically, as for the survivors amongst all that, it was Akira and the 3 children that you're familiar with. There was only them that survived. That's them crying. So that's presumably Akira, and that's presumably Masaru, Kyoko, and Takashi. そして、あれがプロジェクトの成果だと判明したのは3年もの調査の後のことじゃった。Okay, so in addition, or then, that thing, the project's result, it is determination being done as for that even 3 years of investigation afterwards thing it was. So let's just double check Hanmei. Yeah, proving, identifying, establishing. So she's basically saying that incident, that thing, was a thing that was after an investigation of 3 years that did confirmation that it was the results of the project. So nobody knew that it was the whole project that had done that. It took 3 years of investigating to figure that out, to establish that. Hanmeishita. Hanmeisuru. Okay. しかもその上告書が政府を動かしプロジェクトを再開するには and what's more, that 上告? No, 報告書 written report, that written report, making move the government and the project as for to doing reopening. So as for to reopening the project and making move the government, that written report, それから5年もかかったのじゃ. From there, even 5 years additionally passed. So it was another 5 years after that for the government to move and reestablish the project. The paper that caused the reestablishment of the project, making the government move. Okay. I think that's all correct. We're getting there. We're barely halfway, I think. Shikashi, however. なぜアキラだけがそんな桁外れの力を持った? However, that's probably Tetsuo standing up, just his foot. However, why just Akira, that sort of keta hazure power possessed? So you can guess, keta hazure, like exceptional, extraordinary. So why did only Akira possess such a exceptional power? それではお前は自分の力をどう説明する? As for with that, as for you, one's own strength, how explain doing? So basically, how do you explain your own powers, your own abilities, your own strength? 己の意 no. This is just, no. 心み No, kokoro zashi. No. Is it just E? I guess it's just E. Yeah, it's just going to be E. 己の意のままに物を動かし破壊するお前たちの力. With just your own will as it is, making objects move or making move objects and doing destruction, your all's chikara, your all's strength, power. これまで人間が使用してきた以上のエネルギーさえその力を持ってすれば一瞬にして何やすもの、こともできよう。Suiyasu? To spend, to devote, to waste. 一緒にして費やすにこともできよう。Okay. これまで, like up until this point, humans doing use and having come more than energy, even that power, if you do holding of that power in an instant, doing spending code is possible. Okay. She's saying it's possible for you, even the event of like spending, wasting in an instant, if you use that power of yours, like the energy, in addition to like what humans have like created up until now, humans having done created and more energy. With that, if you use that power of yours in an instant, doing wasting, that event's possible. Okay? Something along those lines. もっとも人間がこれまでに 作ったエネルギーの量など、へ、へのようなものじゃがな。It is he, right? Yeah. Okay. All the more, humans, up until this point, like, used energy's amount and things like that, like a fart or like a wind, sort of a thing it is. She's trying to, I guess, describe, like, comparatively Tetsuo's energy, his power, his strength, compared to the amount of energy that humans have made up until this point. The amount, your power, your strength, in comparison, it makes all the energy that humans have made up until this point seem like a fart or a wind, a breeze. つぐつぐ人間というものは Hey, sure, misfire. Is that Mokusen? Mesaki. ものは目先が効かぬもの。つぐ completely. Okay. So completely, thoroughly, humans. Oh, as for the creatures called humans, or as for the things called humans, they are like immediately before one's eyes, not effective things. Okay, I guess like they're not. As for the completely, thoroughly, the things called humans, the creatures called humans, are not effective, like with things right before their eyes, or like the near future, the immediate future. 地表にへばりついて己の足元しか見ておらぬ。地表へばりつく。Oh, clinging to. Okay. So again, she's talking about these creatures called humans. They clinging hebaritsuite, clinging to the ground, the surface of the ground, and only one's own feet looking at one's own feet. So again, not able to look effectively beyond oneself. たまにゆすられればたちまち大騒ぎ、神や仏の大安売りじゃ。Okay, so occasionally, ゆすられれば。ゆすら。Oh, if shaken. Once in a while, if shaken, if jolted, and I guess like with a big uproar. Yeah, all at once, a big uproar. God and Buddha's like big peace selling. What is this? Dai-an? Lucky day, auspicious day? No, wait. Oh, special bargain sale. Oyasuri. Special bargain sale. Okay, yeah, so a big uproar, and it's like a special bargain sale of Buddha. Oh, Hotoke. Hotoke and Kami. Kami ya Hotoke no Oyasu-uri-ja. So occasionally, like when they're shaken, humans, when they're jolted, all at once, it's a big uproar, and it's a special bargain sale of the Buddha and God. Okay. Special bargain sale. I mean, so Dayan normally means like a lucky day, but selling, the idea of selling that, the Dayan, Oyasu. 自分たちが大きな流れの中にいるということに気がついておらんのじゃ。Okay. One sells a large flow inside existing as for that event, not noticing. Not noticing the event of existing inside a large flow, all of us. Again, talking about humans in general. 学者たちが数知れぬほど計算をする. And scholars, to the extent of not knowing the numbers, doing calculations. Doing calculations with like unknowable numbers, or numbers unknowable extent of calculations doing. So scholars doing calculations with just like limitless numbers, or limitless numbers of calculations. Is that toho? Toho mo nai kazo. And also like toho mo nai kazo. A number without like a way or destination or a reason. Okay. A reason not even not existing number. So no reason for the number. Hate shinai jikan, limitless time or time without end. Souzo mo dekinai, even imagination not possible, and energy. Okay, so she's using these terms all to describe energy. Energy that's not even possible to imagine, time without limit, and like numbers that are like with no unreasonable or with no destination or whatever. Soreo do suru. That thing, how do? What would you do with that sort of a thing if you had energy like this? Gakkai ni happyou shite hakkenmono no namae ga nokoru sore dake da. At a gakkai is like a scholarly meeting. Yeah, scientific society, academic meeting. Doing announcements at academic meetings and the names of the discoverers remaining, it's only that. Okay, yeah. So like doing all this and getting energy, all this, what would you do with that? This is what they do. They make announcements at academic conferences, and the names of the discoverers remain, and that's just what they do. That's it. Shikashi, sono nagare wa me no mae ni mo aru. However, as for that flow, remember she talked about we all exist in this flow. As for that flow, it exists even before the eyes. Sokuho? No. It's a Toi. Enho? Enpo? Enpo. Enpo o miru toki ningen wa dou suru? The time of seeing a distant place or a long way. As for humans, how do? So she's musing throughout this whole thing. So again, like, as for humans, what do they do when they see a distant place, something far away? Me o hosomeru de wa nai ka? Is it not narrowing the eyes? So what do humans do when they see a faraway place? Do they not narrow their eyes? Motto ooki mono o miru toki wa dou suru? All the more bigger things, seeing time, as for that, how do? Again, and what do they do when they see even bigger things? Me o aite otte wa miewasenu. As for opening the eyes, as for seeing, will not do. So basically, opening the eyes will not see. They will not see even if they open their eyes. Lots of musing from Lady Miyako here. Uchu wa, as for space, or as for the universe, Uchu wa sono kukyoku? No, Kyokyo no joutai o mezashite nagarete oru. There goes Kiki. We might see Kiki twice today. We're already on an hour. Wait, hold on. Where are we? We are halfway through this chapter. Oh, you know what? I think I have to call an audible on this one. I think we're going to have to pause. We still have another 10 pages to go. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8. You know what? No, we can do this. This looks like there's like 4 more pages of this, and then we're done. So let's just push. It's going to be like an hour 30, an hour 40, but help us all. Okay. Hey, Sam. We can do it. Come on. Gambare. Here we go. Uchu wa sono kyukyoku no joutai. Oh, yeah, I already read all that. Yeah. As for the universe, that ultimate state or condition, like aiming for and flows. It flows and aims for. Mezasu. Yeah. It flows and aims for that ultimate state. That's ultimate state or condition. Okay. Takaki? No. What is this? Takaki? Takaki yori hikuki e. I guess is this like takasa? Takasa yori hikusa e? Mitsu yori nani e. Okay, she's going definitely more strange than I'm expecting. More than height, towards the depth. And something about more than secret. Yeah, Mitsu. Or is that Hisoka? Either way, it's like secret, private, towards this. Okay, this is definitely getting... this is not helping me try to finish this chapter. Neglect, sparsity. Okay, so I don't know whether this is Orosoka or Maba. Or just so. Maybe just so. So e. Mitsu yori so e. Okay, so if like from that, from height to depth, or from high to low, from secret, private to sparsity. A little bit weird. Scattering. Kakusan. Kakusan sheet. Doing scattering. Oh, we are testing the limits. My brain is already mush at this point. Like, I know this, but I can't think of it. Kinitsu. Kinitsu eto. Towards uniformity. Towards equality. Sono hoko wa itte de ari, fuka gyaku de aru. Fuka gyaku? Irreversible. Okay. So towards uniformity. As for that direction, it's fixed. It's fixed and it's irreversible. Yeah. Okay. From high to low, from secret to sparsity, which still doesn't quite make sense. But anyway, doing scattering towards uniformity. As for that direction, it's fixed. It's like set and it's irreversible. Okay. Again, she's talking about this flow, the flow of the universe. その中にあって人間、あるいは生物は一見それと反するがごとくに集合された子ではあるが Okay, existing in that humans exist in that flow. あるいは or possibly as for living creatures 一見 one glimpse or doing returning ごとく as if like gathering or fusing being done and individuality existing. Okay. Humans existing in that, or as living creatures, when glimpsing, iken sorito, doing reversal. At a glance, doing reversal. Shugo sareta ko de wa aru ga. Of like the individual that's being gathered as if doing a reversal of that at a glance or in one view. Okay. Okay, so again, humans existing in that inside that, meaning the flow, or as for living creatures, again, like individuals, fusion being done or gathering being done, about doing a reversal of that, meaning like the flow, trying to reverse the flow. Okay. Shikashi, but, soreto te yahari, as for with that, or doing that, as one would expect, daikyoku ni wa nagare no naka ni aru no ja. But like fundamentally, they exist inside the flow. Daikyoku. The daikyaku? No, daikyoku. Oh, taikyoku. Yeah, in the big picture. Taikyoku tekina niwa. Yeah, so in the big picture, existing inside the flow. So again, something about like living creatures trying to reverse the flow or trying to go against the flow. But as one would expect, in the big picture, they exist inside the flow. Okay. その流れを押しとどめようとするのが力だ. That flow, trying to, I guess, like push and stop, doing that is power, strength. That's chikara. Chikara is the thing that tries to push against that flow of the universe. Oshi todome. Yeah, to stop. To stop that flow, to push and stop that flow. That's chikara. Chikara o hakki shi nagare o tomeru. Brandishing power and stopping the flow. Futatabi kaihou shita toki nagare wa, その速度を倍化させながら元の状態へと戻る. Okay, so stopping that flow and brandishing strength, power. Releasing second time, kaihou.
Oh, ha, 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 ha.
Yeah, a second time releasing at the time of doing a release a second time of the flow. As for that density, like doubling? Baika? Yeah, baika. Doubling that density being done while doing that towards the condition of the original returning. Okay. Oh, I see. Yeah. So stopping the flow and brandishing that power at the time of releasing it again, that flow, it doubles the density while returning to the original state. Okay, so you can stop it briefly, but then the flow continues and doubles back and doubles its density or its speed or whatever. Okay. 人々はそれを目の当たりにし、初めて流れを認識し、その大きさを恐怖する. As for humanity, as for people, that thing, presumably this, having that's what they have an eye on. That's what they're targeting. Me no atari. Yeah, that's what they're aiming their eye on. That's what they're aiming for. And starting the flow, doing like awareness. Ninshiki? Yeah, doing recognition of that initial flow. Or initially, they recognize that flow. And to that greatness, they do fear. So they fear the largeness when they recognize that flow. Initially, I guess. But that's what they aim for, is trying to, I guess, like, stop it. この前見たようにな. This previously seen in that manner. So like, as you've seen previously. So in other words, right, the scholars did all this research, they stopped the flow, and then they got mauled by it. 姿はただのit's not keikoku. As for the form or the shape, it's simply kotsu? No, that's koku. Well, we want katachi. Okay, guy, a wreck, a mere skeleton, a framework. Yeah, So as for that shape or that form, tara no keigai ja, it's simply a wreck, a ruin. Akira wa nagare no naka ni wa oran no da. As for Akira, as for inside the stream not existing. So Akira does not exist inside the stream. Okay, or inside the flow. Nagare toka muko toka yo. Okay, so Tetsuo finally is just like oomph. Flows and things like that, and directions and things like that. Like, come on. Hanashi ni gutaisei ga nee en da yo. To the story, gutai, feasibility, concreteness does not exist. There's no feasibility in what you're talking about. There's no concreteness in what you're talking about. Dakara itai akira te no wa nan da yo. So therefore, intensifier Akira, as for the one called Akira, who the hell? What the hell? Who the hell is Akira? Nagare no naka ni aru mono ni wa nani nani rikai deki, I guess, deki wa senu. What is that going to be? Shozen? Shosen, after all. Okay. Shosen rikai deki wa senu. Yeah, as for the person existing inside the flow, after all, comprehension, as for being possible, not. It's basically, it's not possible to comprehend the person inside the flow. No. As for to the people existing inside the flow, after all, comprehension is not possible. So, right, she has said Akira does not exist inside the flow. She's implying Tetsuo is in the flow. So as for to people existing inside the flow, after all, comprehension is not possible. Okay. Nara, omae wa do da? If that's the case, you, how is it? So then what about you? Wakatta funa kuchi o tataki yagatte. Fu here is like pretending to be or taking on the air of. Understanding, having understood manner of a mouth, you're yammering. Kuchi o tataki. Okay. This is like flapping your gums. You're striking your mouth in a manner of understanding. And he is yagate, like, you're flapping your gums like you understand. Omae ni wakaru no ka? As for to you, understanding. So do you know? Sore wa omae ga no jibun de shiraberu no ja 41 go? Oh, wait. Okay. As for that, you on your own researching must do it is, or you like you have to research that on your own. Number 41. Nani? What? So ja, sore ga dekiru no wa omae shika waran. So that's right. It is that way. That thing, meaning understanding, being possible. As for that being possible, it's only you. It's only possible for you. そしてそれこそお前の使命でもあるはず. And what's more, that thing in particular, it's your shime. Like duty? Yeah, it's your mission, your errand. Even that existing, it ought to be. So that should be your mission. That thing in particular, finding that out. 勝手に決めるな. Randomly on your own, of one's own will, don't decide. Which is sort of like, don't tell me what to do. Basically, don't decide that on your own or randomly. なんで俺が? Why me? Why am I the one? ダメだ. いや、ダメだったんだ. It's no good. No, it was no good. 危うくこっちが. Is that 危う?危うく. Oh, barely, narrowly. Okay. 危うくこっちが弾き飛ばされそうになったんだからな. Barely narrowly, this direction, he's talking about himself. 弾き飛ばされ. Oh, being flicked off. Being flicked off, and that way became, that's why. So he's talking about like, yeah. It's no good. It was no good. So he's talking about like, he tried to peek into, he tried to look inside of Akira's mind. So that's why he says it was no good. And narrowly, like me being flung off, and it became that way. It became like me getting flicked off or whatever. So that's why, that's why it's no good. Oh. お前らしくもない. So she laughs and says, even like you not exist. So, or it doesn't seem like you. It doesn't even seem like you. So, omayarashi means to be like, that seems like you. And this is the negative, but also like, that doesn't even seem like you. Kowai ka? Is it fear? Are you scared? なんとでも言えだが、俺はもう金輪際. Okay, I guess like, whatever able to say, but as for me, already 金輪際. So this is sort of like, say whatever you want, but I'm already this, which is deepest bottom of the earth, for all the world till doomsday. What? Maybe he's like, I'm already done. あいつの頭の中を何たりはしねえぜ. That guy's mind's inside doing whatever will not do. So I'm not gonna, it's not nozoku, but it is nozoku. I'm not gonna peek inside that guy's mind. It's a different kanji. I don't know what the difference between this kanji nozoku and this nozoku is. Oh, they're completely different words. Okay, my bad. What? I'm familiar with this nozoku. I have not yet learned this nozoku. Okay, well, that's weird. Anyway, I'm not going to peek inside that guy's mind. So that was peek. All right. 確かに、アキラの力は何り知れない。Akari? Yeah, hakari. Okay, to measure. So certainly as for Akira's power, it's without measure. Has no measurement. Not able to measure it. Unknowable measurements. しかし、それはお前とって同じことじゃ. But as for that, with you also, it's the same event. So that's the same for you. Meaning your strength is also immeasurable. だが, however, 今のお前の力では無駄だ. However, yours power. As for with that, it's impossible. It's no good. So basically, with your power now, it's no good. Akira no ashimoto ni mo oyobiwasenu wa. Like even at the feet of Akira, oyobi wasenu, you can't do oyobi. Oh, I guess you can't even reach the feet of Akira. Ima no chikara, strength of now, meaning like my strength now, my power now. Usurija, it's the medicine. Are ni tanonderu uchi wa muda ja. Is that tanomu? Yeah, so tanonderu. Okay. And uchiwa. As for while relying on those things, it's impossible. It's no good. So it's no good while you're relying on those things, meaning kusuri, the medicine. Yoke na osewa da. Okay, yoke. Is it yoke? Yeah. This is sort of like mind your own business. Yeah. Yeah, this is it. It's usually something like yoke na osewa da. Yeah, okay. Basically like osewa is taking care of someone, and this is like unnecessary. So you're like you're trying to take care of me unnecessarily. Tasuka ni are o tsukaeba nani nani ni chikara o kaihou shite wa kureru ga. Oh, this is Hearst talking. Tasuka ni are o tsukaeba. Certainly, if using those things, meaning the drugs. Is that Tani? No. Man, this is long. Oh, it's right there at the top, man. Okay, you can tell I'm getting really tired now. Yoi. Yoi ni chikara o kaihou shite wa kureru ga. Okay, so certainly when using, or if using those things, simply as for doing a release of chikara, you're being given that. Or that's what they do for you. So they do you the favor of doing release of chikara easily when you use those things, certainly. Chikara o gente mo shitteiru no ja. Power restricting, also doing. So they are also restricting, limiting your power. Gente. Yeah, gente. Okay. All right, we're getting there. It's not chikini. Is that makoto ni? Yeah. Makoto ni chikara o toki hanatsu ni wa yokubo ni shin o yudanezu onore no yoasa o 何福し己をコントロールすることじゃ. Okay. So indeed, in truth, as for like releasing strength, Toki Hanatsu. Yeah, as for liberating, setting free strength, Toki Hanatsu ni wa, it's yokubo, like towards desire or lust, and mi oyudasu, or yudanezu. So mi oyudaneru is to yield oneself, devote oneself. So this is without yielding oneself to lust and one's own weaknesses. Kokufuku, conquest doing, in the event of doing control of oneself. Okay, so in truth, as for to releasing your strength or power, it's again, like not yielding to the appetites or lusts of oneself, doing conquest, conquering your own weaknesses and doing control of oneself. So basically, yeah, all the things he's not doing. Urusei! You're noisy. Shut up. Kono sekkyo sugata. No, baba. Yeah, baba. Okay, so like basically you. Oh, this is like old lady. Yeah, you like preaching old lady. You sermonizing old lady. Sekkyo baba. Sonna koto o kiki ni kitan ja ne. That sort of a thing, coming to ask, didn't do. So I didn't come here to ask that. Or to hear that. Shikashi, それ以外にアキラに近づく術はないぞ. However, outside of that, to Akira approaching technique as for that does not exist. So, however, there's no other way to approach Akira. Oh, what a great shot here of him against that mural. All right. Whew. We did it. There's still some words, but Ara okiteta no. Oh, you woke up? Teido yokatta. Gohan isho ni tabemashou. So I think this is kaori. Oh, chodo. Chodo yokatta. Sorry, not teido. Chodo. Which is like, it's just right. It was just right. Chodo-i. It was just right. Food together. Let's eat. Let's eat the food together. Ikura gochiso demo hitori ja sabishii mon ne. However much a feast it is, even if it's a feast, if it's alone, it's a sad thing, right? So she's basically trying to be friendly with Akira, right? Okay, so there we go. We may be switching scenes. That doesn't look like the area where Akira is. Ayah! Which is just kind of a scream. Da, 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 da. Okay, here's Chiyoko. We see people with the banners of the Dai Tokyo Teikoku, the Great Tokyo Empire. Whoa! Boom. Okay, right. Chiyoko has Kyoko on her back. All right, she's put a bullet in that guy's head. Whoa! Gang, gang, gang. Shooting more of them. Gachi. Click. Doshita. Damakiri ka? How did? What's wrong? Autobullets. Ore no dama nara tsukate mo ii ze. Okay. My balls, if it's using even that would be good. And he laughs. So basically saying like, maybe you can use my balls. Again, this is like a joke on tama, meaning bullets, and tama meaning spheres or balls. Anyway. This is Chiyoko really straining. Remember, she got cut, and it's not getting any better. Mada mada kore kara da yo. Still from here it is, meaning like I'm still going. Naruhodo. I see now. This is this guy. Kore nara tekozuru wake da. If it's this thing, that's the reason. No wonder it's tekozuru. Oh, to have a hard time. So basically, if it's this, meaning her, then like no wonder we're having a hard time. Oi! Pachi! Okay, he snaps his fingers. Arega, omae no. Would that be shoshigoto da? Nukaru na yo. Okay, that thing is your like first job. What would that be? Shoshigoto? Okay. Yeah. Anyway, it's like first job. This is your first job. Kuwabara, yeah. Nukaru na. Don't make a mistake. Nukaru is to make a mistake. So don't make a mistake, okay? Hi. Okay. Okay, so he's one of their psychic people. Ha! Toe! Gachi! It's Kikan? No, that's not Kikan. It's Abunai. No. What is this? Yakai. Troublesome. Yakai na no ga dette kita ne. So like a troublesome nuisance, worrisome thing came out, didn't it? Like, this is gonna be trouble, isn't it? Baka kodomo ni ki o tsukero. You idiot. Like, pay attention to the kid. Watch out for the kid. To. Doka. Well, it looks like he hit the kid even more. Nigasuna! Don't let them get away. Okay, so Chiyoko is getting out of there. Uh-oh. Okay. And there's a big hole up here. Ha! Finally, that is the end of chapter 60. Holy crap balls. Hour 40 minute. I knew this was going to be long. I didn't think it was going to be that long, but such is life. We made it. We made it. Congratulations. We'll continue next time. Chapter 61. We're past the halfway point. Holy crap.